Vibrant Rainbow Gardens. And today, we're talking about one of my favorite topics ever, starting your garden from seeds. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever walked past the seed display at the store, picked up a packet, and then put it back down thinking, what if they didn't grow? What if I mess it up? You are not alone. Let me confess something right up front. I have killed more seedlings than I can count. Seriously, if there were a support group for recovering seed killers, I would probably be the founder. But here's what all of those failures taught me: patience. Because when that one little seed finally sprouted, grew strong, and gave me a harvest I could actually eat, the joy was unreal. There is just something magical about watching life unfold from a tiny seed. So, today, I want to show you why growing from seeds is actually easier and way more rewarding than you think. By the end of this episode, you'll know what seeds really need to thrive, which ones to start with, and how to skip the overwhelm and just start growing. Hey there, welcome to Grow with Vibrant Rainbow Gardens, your go to space for growing, thriving seasonal gardens right here in the wild and wonderful Houston climate. I am Vandhana, organic gardener, a permaculture enthusiast, and a garden coach with over 15 years of hands in the soil experience. Whether you're starting with a pot of herbs or a backyard full of weeds, you're in the right place. Each week, I will share practical tips, real life stories, and trusted strategies to help you skip all the overwhelm and grow with confidence. Okay, let's
Let's
start with
dig
the big
in.
question: why even bother growing from seeds? For me, personally, it comes down to three things: freedom, variety, and cost. When you walk into a nursery, you might find 5 to 10 varieties of tomatoes, if you're lucky. But when you open a seed catalog, my favorite is Baker Creek Whole Seed Catalog, it offers over 400 tomato varieties. Johnny Selected Seeds has more than 50. Seed Savers Exchange, hundreds more. And it's not just for tomatoes, it's every plant you can imagine. I grow purple basil, lemon cucumbers, cucamelons, striped eggplants, rainbow carrots. You're no longer limited to what fits on a shelf. You're tapping into biodiversity, the living history of our food. Now, let's talk money because this matters. A single tomato transplant at the nursery runs about $4 to $6. A packet of seeds with 25 to 50 seeds, usually $2 to $4. Even if half of your seeds germinate, only half of your seeds germinate, you're still growing a dozen plants for less than the cost of two transplants. And yes, seed starting can be dangerously addictive. The moment you realize you can grow things you've never seen at the grocery store, you will be filling up those seed trays faster than your family can ask, where are we going to plant all of these? But it's more than variety and savings. There's a deeper emotional reward. When you plant a seed, nurture it, and watch it grow, it becomes personal. It's not just another plant, it's something you actually helped bring to life. I still remember my first tray of basil seedlings. Every morning I would check on them like they were tiny babies. And when I finally harvested that first handful for dinner, it wasn't just food, it was pride, patience, and possibility all rolled into one. Now, I know what might be running through your mind right now. This sounds amazing. But I don't have a greenhouse. I don't have any fancy setup. I've already tried once, but everything died. I hear this all the time. The three biggest fears I hear from new gardeners are: first, I don't know when to start. Fair. Yes, timing matters, especially in a crazy climate like ours. But there is a trick to figure out timing for your plants. Know your last frost date and your first frost date, and you can count backwards. It becomes simple. Most seed packets will tell you when exactly to start, but check your local county calendar, and that is usually a better place to start. If you're in the Houston area, I have a tried and tested planting calendar just for Houston Zone 9 gardeners. I will link it in the show notes. Okay, moving on. Second biggest fear I hear from new gardeners are: okay, I fell before. Me too. Many times. But here's the thing: seeds are cheap. Each packet is a chance to learn. The first time I grew lettuce, I planted it in summer because it said summer lettuce, and it bolted. It first, it did not even germinate, and whatever germinated bolted. Now I know lettuce is a cool season crop. Lesson learned for about $3. The third um, fear I hear from new gardeners are: I don't have space or right equipment. My first seedlings grew in yogurt containers on my kitchen counter under basic LED grow lights. I got it for like $15 from Amazon. You don't need a greenhouse. You need a sunny spot or a simple grow light setup, some containers, and the willingness to try. Start small. Even like 5 plants will change how you see gardening. Because here's what I've learned: most seeds want to grow, they are programmed for survival. Our job isn't to be perfect, it's just to give them a fighting chance. Okay, before you dive into seed catalogs or the seed aisle, or if you're like me, you have your favorite seed stores and you shop online, you will start seeing words like heirloom, hybrid, GMO free. Let's break that down, because once you understand these, choosing seeds becomes simple and empowering. Okay, heirloom seeds are the old souls of the gardening world. They've been passed down through generations, often 50 years or more, because of their flavor, resilience, or beauty. They are open pollinated, which means if you save the seeds, they will grow plants identical to the parent plant. They are like the family recipes of the gardening world. Each one comes with a story, a lineage, and a little bit of personality. Okay. Hybrid seeds are not GMOs. They are not GMOs. They are simply created by crossing two parents with desirable traits. Let's say one with a great flavor and another parent with a disease resistance. The offspring are called an F1 hybrid. It is usually the best of both worlds, meaning they are also, it has a great flavor and it is also disease resistant. The only catch, if you save the seeds from an F1 hybrid, the next generation will not look or perform like the parent. So hybrids are wonderful for performance and uniformity, but not for long term seed saving. All these beautiful looking, exactly same looking vegetables and fruits that you see from the grocery stores, they are mostly hybrid seeds. Now let's talk about GMO. This is a very, very controversial topic. These are completely different. These are actually genetically engineered in a lab using biotechnology. There are so many interesting technologies here um, to introduce traits that wouldn't naturally occur. For example, one very famous GMO seed is BT cotton. So, this particular variety of cotton is resistant to um, caterpillars. So, it has the gene from Bacillus thuringiensis inside the cotton itself. There are other GMO seeds for herbicide tolerance or similar pest resistance. These are usually mainly used in large scale agriculture like corn, soybean production, not something you'll find in a home garden seed packets. Most reputable seed companies for home gardeners, they don't even sell GMO seeds. It's actually very hard to find GMO seeds for a home gardener. So don't stress about these GMO free, non GMO labels. It's mostly for marketing reassurance. You're already safe in the home gardening world. The big takeaway, heirloom gives you flavor and history. Hybrids will give you vigor and reliability, and both can play beautifully together in a thriving garden. Now, let's go deeper because I want you to really understand the magic inside every seed. A seed isn't just a speck of dust, it's a living capsule of potential. When it absorbs the moisture, the seed coat softens and starts to swell. Then, crack, it opens. The first thing to emerge is the root. It anchors the seed and starts searching for water. Next comes the shoot, pushing upward towards the light. Those first little leaves, they are not true leaves. They are called cotyledons. That's the seed's built in lunchbox. It's packed with energy to get it started. So once those leaves catch the sunlight or a grow light, the photosynthesis kicks in. The chlorophyll begins producing energy, and soon the true leaves will appear. The ones that look like the real plant's leaves. At that moment, the seedling becomes self sustaining. Now, here's the part I love the most. Every seed wants to thrive. It's not about whether it can grow, it's about whether we give it the right environment: moisture, light, air, warmth. Those are just the signals the seed is waiting for to wake up. But it's inside the seed, it already knows what to do. Every seed carries the story of its parent plant, its struggles, its resilience, its memory of heat waves, droughts, and perfect season. The genetic story and the epigenetic story shapes how it responds to the new world. Plants are programmed to perpetuate life. That's why when temperature fluctuate or stress increases for the plant, it immediately pulls or flowers. It's a nature's built-in alarm system saying, "Hey, the conditions are changing. It's time to make seeds and carry on. Let's go make some more babies." So during uncertain times, like when we have like a crazy drought or crazy heat wave, it's literally coded their DNA to protect their species by reproducing. So when you hold a seed in your hand, you're holding a story. It's a living link between the past and the future, written, guess what, in nature's own language. Isn't that amazing? So knowing all of this, that the seeds are actually designed to succeed, what do we actually need to give them? Just five things. First one, light. Not just the window light. I know I've read so many blogs saying put it in a window. Grow your seedlings in a window. A plant needs consistent bright light. A south facing window works on a very bright and sunny day, but I would strongly suggest investing in a basic LED grow light. Position it 2 to 4 inches above your seedlings, and you're set. The second thing the seed needs is the warmth. Most of the seeds germinate best between 65 and 75 degrees. If you're growing if you're seed starting during any of the warm season like spring, summer, or fall, you don't need to give it any additional heat. But if you are starting in the middle of the winter for spring planting, you will need to provide some heat. There are seed germinating heat mat that works amazingly. And I have very few, very inconspicuous spots that I actually use. I've used my internet modem. It's very warm right next to the internet modem, so I've actually done some seed starting there. Above my refrigerator, it's always warm there, so I've even started my seeds there. And inside my oven, I know it's a very very odd spot, but I've used my oven as a seed starting spot. You can find a cozy spot in your home, or get a heat mat that'll do the trick. The next thing the seed needs is a moisture. It's even dampness. It's not soggy. Think of wrung out kitchen towel. That's the texture you want. If you touch it, it needs to be wet, but it should not be dripping. The next thing is air circulation. Small fan on low, or just opening a window prevents mold and strengthens the stem. The small fan will simulate wind in nature, so the plant will grow stronger thanks to that stimuli. Time. Every seed has its own rhythm. For example, lettuce will sprout in 3 to 7 days. Tomatoes will take like 1 to 2 weeks. Peppers and eggplants take their sweet time, sometimes even 3 to 4 weeks. Carrots are also notoriously longer, take a really long time to germinate. But patience really does pay off. When I finally learned this, I realized okay, seeds want to live, they are built for survival. Our job is to simply create all the surrounding environment that lets them do what they are already designed to do. It gets super easy once you actually know what the needs are, it's easier to provide. Okay, if you're new to seed starting, I strongly suggest begin with easy wins. The plants that germinate quickly and forgive any beginner mistakes. Okay, here are my go to beginner list. For herbs, start with basil, dill, cilantro. These sprout within a week and you can start harvesting in 3 to 4 weeks. For salad greens, lettuce and kale, even maybe spinach too. These are super fast. This can be ready to eat in as little as 30 days from seed. And if you want to grow any veggies in particular, I would strongly suggest starting with beans, peas, or okra, depending upon when you're starting the seeds. You can either direct sow them or start them in seed starting containers. For flowers, the easiest to grow from seed are sunflowers, zinnias, and marigolds. They germinate in under a week and bring loads and loads of pollinators to your garden. I still remember the first time I grew zinnias from seed. Within weeks, butterflies were visiting every morning. My kids would run out before school just to see what had bloomed overnight. That's when I realized gardening isn't about perfection, it's about bringing joy. Here's the exciting part, you'll start seeing sprouts in like 3 to 7 days for most of these. Those first little green shoot breaking through the soil, it never gets old. And if you have kids in your home, start with beans. It's a really fun plant to grow from seed. Don't get me wrong. Yes, buying transplants from nurseries are really, really great. But growing from seed gives you a level of connection, control, and possibility that's just impossible to buy from a nursery. Okay, let's move on to the how to part of it. Okay, how do we actually start? You don't need any fancy gear, just a few basics. Step one, start with good, moist, the keyword being moist, seed starting mix. It should feel light, fluffy, not at all heavy. You can find this in all the garden centers. It's about $5 to $8 a bag. They'll start about dozens of plants. Step two, so 2 to 4 seeds per cell or per pot. Why more than one? Insurance. If all the seeds sprout, then you can snip off the weaker one or transplant the smaller one If only 1 out of 4 seeds germinate, hey, you already have one plant. But make sure to label them. Trust me, you will forget what you planted within a day or two. Cover lightly with soil, usually about twice the depth of the seed. Keep them cozy. Step 3. Once they sprout, give them consistent light, at least for 12 to 16 hours a day, and gentle airflow. Remember the fan that I told you about? Keep a small fan in your seed starting area. It will help strengthen the stems. That's it. If you're using recycled containers like yogurt cups or egg cartons, poke drainage holes at the bottom. Seeds do not like wet feet. When I stopped overcomplicating things and focused on the basics, my success rate went over 80%. Now, even my kids start their own seeds every season. If you're ready to roll up your seeds and actually start your garden from seeds, I want to invite you to join me for my upcoming seed starting workshop in the Pearland area. I'm keeping it just to 10, maybe 15 gardeners, so everyone gets personalized help. You will walk away with my tried and true seed starting checklist, how to plant. We will have hands-on guidance and actually start your seeds for your fall garden. We will go step by step together. No question is too small, and no concern is too silly. If this episode gave you a little seed starting courage, I would love to see it. Tag me on Instagram at Vibrant Rainbow Gardens and show me your first sprouts. I will be cheering you on. Remember, every gardener starts somewhere, even if you've killed more seedlings than you can count. Trust me, you are not alone. One thriving seed will change everything. You don't need perfect conditions, you don't need a green thumb, you just need one seed and a little curiosity and the willingness to try. So, grab some seeds, give them some love, and let's grow together. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Grow with Vibrant Rainbow Gardens. I hope it gave you some fresh ideas and grounded confidence to take that next step in your garden. If you loved today's topic, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. It helps other local gardeners find the show. Want to go deeper? Grab one of my free resources, book a one-on-one consult, or check out my latest workshops at vibrantrainbowgardens.com. All the links are waiting for you in the show notes. Until next time, keep planting, keep growing, and trust your garden instincts.